Today I'll show you 4 of their latest devices from the HE Pro all the way through to their ultra simple mini adapter. I'll show you how each one performs, who each model is perfect for, and which one is the best fit for your budget or driving style. Let's go. Now before we start playing around with the HE Pro, I need to remind everybody when it comes to a CarPlay AI box, you need to be able to connect them with a USB-C or A cable to your infotainment system. And your infotainment system needs to be compatible with wired CarPlay. Some vehicles come with wireless CarPlay only and don't have wired CarPlay. You can do the test ahead of time with your phone by plugging it into a cable and making sure it connects that way, because that's how these boxes talk to your infotainment system. So let's plug it in. Make sure you have CarPlay enabled on your vehicle. Now it's just booting up. And we're in. You can see it's pretty fast. Remember, this is the flagship model, so it has nice LEDs that light up and you can actually customize the colors. We're all loaded up. Let's take a look at just how fast this thing is. Okay, first we're going to go to YouTube. Show you just how easy that is. Let's pick this video here. Have a little ad. We're doing something a little bit different. We are going to explore the whole can go full screen for the next 3 days, and each day we're going to share with you our top 5 picks. This is a shortcut button here that'll disappear. You can move it wherever you want. And she's going to share with you the cute things. The cute things that you would find in SEMA. Let's go to Maps. Right now I'm hotspotting off of my phone, so you can get internet wherever you can find Wi-Fi. And you can see how fast it is. You can even use Google Chrome. Let's go OneCarStereo. You have a full working browser right on your infotainment system. Of course, you might need to download some apps, which you can easily do right on the Play Store. And if the app you want isn't there, you can use an APK loader. The nice thing about having this app is your access to all the other apps out there, obscure apps that you might not find on the Google Play Store, as well as apps that are on the Google Play Store that might be a more compatible version with this device. You can see as an example, I've got 3 Disneys, 4, 5. Multitasking on this feels a lot like a smartphone. You can even do split screen. So let's pick a couple apps here. Let's put YouTube on one of them, and let's do Google Maps. Hit save, add to my home screen. So now you can see I've got these paired and I have a shortcut and I can bring up YouTube and Google Maps at the same time. So I can play a short here as an example. And I can do navigation at the same time. And yes, you can go full screen. So now we have the YouTube video is taking up as much as it can on one side and we have the maps on the other. You can even switch quickly to one or the other, just swipe it all the way over. How's that not the coolest thing ever? But one question I get asked a lot is about the HDMI output. This is an HDMI output, it is not an input. So you can't hook up something like a gaming console and feed that into your front screen. That wouldn't work. This is simply an output to show whatever's on this screen on your secondary screens. And the secondary screens can't control the HE box from their screens. It has to be done on the master screen. The other screens are essentially monitors. This might be hard to see on camera because it's really small. There's a little door here to put a micro SD card. So you could put media on here, videos, photos, what have you, and use it on the box. And there's also a spot for a SIM card. So you could have a data plan dedicated to this little guy right here. So the HE Pro gives you a full Android experience. You can use the Google Play Store. You can use the apps just like you would on a fully functioning tablet, and it has very strong Wi-Fi stability. So if you want the best performance and the most features, then this is your box. It's for road trippers, people that might want to watch some content on their break, or somebody that wants to basically turn their infotainment system into a fully functional tablet. We started with this one for a reason, because it's the flagship model. If you think you're going to use all of the features, then this one might be the one for you. If you're uncertain and you don't need all that power, we're going to look at some more options right now. So next in the lineup is the Smart AI Box HE. And this thing's pretty tiny. This is what I call the value version of the HE Pro. A couple things to note right off the bat. This does have HDMI output. It also has a USB-A slot for extra storage with a USB drive, so you can put media on that as well and use it on the box. So let's plug it in and get started. I'll just use the USB-A connector here. Look at that. Always so fancy. Full Android system, wireless CarPlay, app support, but with a slightly lower tier processor. We still have YouTube, still play videos there. It's all the same functionality, it's just not quite as snappy. You can watch Netflix.
Collabs! This is truly a great day.
Yeah, well, I'm about to make it a whole lot greater. Hey.
And don't worry, you still have lots of app choices here. Like I said, it's like the HE Pro, just doesn't have quite as much power. You have the Google Play Store, you have the APK Pure app, so you can basically add the apps that you want and start using them. From what I can tell, this does not have split screen ability, but that would make sense being that it's a lower tier processor. So who is this for? I'd say it hits the sweet spot for the casual user. If you want streaming, navigation, and you don't absolutely need the fastest hardware, then this one might be the right match for you. But this one still does everything it does, just not as quickly. If the HE Pro is the powerhouse, this is the high value model that gives you pretty much everything at half the cost. Now let's move on to something very different, the Car TV Mate. This is not a full Android AI box like the first two. This is designed for people that want something very simple, but still want more than basic wireless CarPlay. So this really does two things. It adds wireless CarPlay or Android Auto to your infotainment system, but it also gives you a simple HDMI input for screen mirroring or connecting devices that have an HDMI output. So let's plug it in and see what happens. Just plug it in with the USB cable it came with. It lights up red, then blue, starts blinking. And here you have two options. Now I've went ahead and already paired it to work with CarPlay, so I'll demonstrate that first. So there's CarPlay on my phone. So this is my phone using wireless CarPlay through this box. Now let's try the second option and hook up the HDMI cable to our phone. Just going to push the HDMI button right here. It says no signal. We'll change that right now. And now it's mirroring my phone. Because my phone's in vertical mode right now, it is pretty small, but once it's playing something, we can do landscape mode. Remember, this is mirroring the phone, so the controls don't work on the screen. Now that we have it wider, that's as big as we can make the picture right there, but that's a lot better than in vertical where you could barely see it because it was pretty small. So there's an example of screen mirroring just by connecting it to your phone. All the controlling is still done from the phone, but that's pretty cool. But wait, there's more. You can even use it with something like an Amazon Fire Stick. There, our Fire Stick is connected. I can use the remote. If you have a Fire Stick or a Roku stick or something similar, you can use it through the CarPlay TV Mate and watch it on your screen. Now, for those of you familiar with Fire Sticks, you do have to power them off of another USB port. I recommend using a cigarette lighter adapter because when you plug in this to your infotainment system, it can get confused. So if you power it up with this and then plug this HDMI port into the CarPlay TV Mate, everything works just fine. For such a little box, this is a pretty big upgrade. Simply plug in your phone and mirror it on your screen with extremely low latency. It feels as responsive as using your phone directly, but now it's playing on your infotainment screen. So why this matters? Because you can play apps through your infotainment system that maybe don't work with CarPlay. And remember the first thing that it does, it adds wireless CarPlay or Android Auto if you only had the wired version before. This is perfect for somebody that doesn't need Android apps or a full AI system, but finds wireless CarPlay a little limiting. If you want to watch your downloaded videos stream directly from your phone or plug in your Fire TV stick, this might be the one. And finally, the simplest and the cheapest option, the mini wireless adapter. So what does it do? It turns your wired CarPlay into wireless CarPlay or your wired Android Auto into wireless Android Auto. That's it. No apps, no Android operating system, no extras. Honestly, this is just great for the people that want the convenience of wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto without dealing with any cables, because you can see from its form factor, you just plug this little guy in. And it even has a small adapter if you only have USB-C. So let's plug it in and see what happens. And now it's telling me how to pair my phone with the device to have CarPlay. So this is really as easy as it gets. There, once paired with my phone, You don't even have to think about it. It just works. So this is for the person that says, I don't need apps, I just want wireless. It's small, reliable, and requires the least amount of setup. It's also the least expensive of everything that we looked at today.